How's it going, pile one? Welcome back. My name is Michelle. We're doing another pick a card love reading. We are tapping into your person's intentions and their next move. Okay, so this is another love reading. So just keep in mind it's a general. So anything that resonates, take it, run with it. If something does not resonate, just drop it, leave it behind for whomever it does resonate, okay? And if you want me to tap exclusively into the energy of you and your person and your connection, I have personal readings available. Check the description box for booking details. There are a lot of $25 readings in the specific person category, okay? All right, you guys, pile one, you were drawn to the very gorgeous and powerful Epidote. My mind just went blank. Prehnite. Prehnite with Epidote, okay? And this is a powerful manifesting crystal. It's green, so it can connect to the heart chakra. All right, so we'll see if maybe you were drawn to that and for reasons that might pertain to the reading if it comes out, okay? So that is Prehnite with Epidote, and that's a very powerful manifesting crystal. So for those of you where, you know, if you are working to manifest whatever it may be, this would be this and citrine I'm being called to tell you about, okay? Natural citrine, preferably. All right, so the overall energy that your person is in towards you in this connection, pile one, okay? So this is their overall energy towards you in the connection at this point in time. We have romantic feelings. So it says your feelings are real and worth exploring. So right off the jump, pile one, your person is letting you know that they do have romantic feelings towards you. Okay. We also have true love. It says this love is emotional, physical, and unconditional. We also have passion, which says try something you've never tried before. And then it says self-care, clear your energy field and focus on yourself before acting. So I am picking up some energies where some of you might be just maybe not talking at this point in time, or things may be very silent or still in the connection. Maybe you haven't heard from your person. There's energies coming through of maybe your person taking a hiatus from the connection. And if they are, there is energies like your person is using this time to really focus back in on themselves. And that might be where, you know, the Prehnite with Epidote might be coming in. Your person might be trying to clear their energy field and focusing on themselves for reasons that, you know, maybe they are wanting to create a certain kind of, whether they know that that's what they're doing or not, right? They might be taking some time off from the connection, if that resonates, in order to, there's energies of healing. Maybe your person might be getting some therapy, or they might just be doing some research trying to figure out like why things have been happening the way that they've been happening. This feels overall, it doesn't necessarily feel connected to the, you know, your guys' connection, but it can definitely be affecting the connection. And so they're just taking some time off to really kind of figure out like why am I continuing to have the same challenging experiences in life over and over and over again. Okay, there's a level of self-awareness that your person is tapping into. So but with true love and passion here, this is kind of your person, just their energy letting you know, like regardless of what their intentions and their next move towards the connection is, they do have romantic feelings towards you, and they are feeling a very you know, they're letting you know that the love that they feel for you is, it's not just sexual. If you have gone there with them, it's emotional and it's physical and it's unconditional, right? But with trying something that they've never done before, that might be where this, like, I'm going to withdraw my energy and I'm going to focus on myself. There's a little bit of hermit, you know, energy coming through. Your person may be going through a time of introspection, trying to figure out, like, you know, they figured out somehow that they're the common denominator in all of what's been happening. Whether it's romantic connections and or, you know, things might be falling apart in like their outer world in terms of financial obligations, challenges, things like that. So yeah, as like passion and self-care, I feel like these two things are going together. Your person may have just felt like they could have been depressed, right? Just feeling very blah, trying to figure out like where's my passion at? Where's my sense of joy and peace and all that? Like trying to rediscover those parts of themselves. And I can see how maybe, you know, the crystal here might be playing into that energy. Like they're trying to tap into their heart chakra, trying to figure out like, what are the things that I love to do? What brings me joy? What brings me peace? What lights me up inside? And that citrine might be coming through for that as well, because citrine, that can also correspond, or that does correspond with the solar plexus. If you don't know what citrine looks like, it's, you know, quartz. It's a quartz crystal. It's typically yellow. That's another piece of natural citrine. Trying to find their spark again, okay? Trying to find that inner spark, trying to find out what really lights them up inside. Okay, but let's get back to finding out. Now we're going to find out what their intentions are, all right? All right, now that we know that, we're going to find out what your person's intentions are. Let me move these over. What are your intentions towards pile? Your intentions towards pile 1 in the connection, please. What are your intentions with pile 1 in the connection? Your intentions with pile 1 in the connection. I'll put these down here maybe for now. Your intentions with pile 1 in the connection. Okay. Your person might be recognizing pile 1 at where they're at, and that might be what sparked, you know, or whether it is the catalyst of what sparked the self-care or not. Your person is very aware that they're not a very safe space for you in terms of like a safe space for your heart. You know, they're a toxic space. And your person's like, they're toxic for themselves. This feels like a, you know, if your person's not on the precipice of an awakening, there's a level of self-awareness there. Your person is very aware of the energy that they bring to the table, and they're also aware that the energy that they do bring is very toxic, okay? Because they're coming through and they're saying they know that they're not good for you. They know that they're very low vibrational, and they know that they're largely the reason why things have been toxic in the connection, if it has been. If you haven't experienced this person to that extent, your person is like letting you know, I'm a toxic space, like not only for you but also for myself. And so, you know, this is them telling you why they're doing the self-care here. This feels overall though, because I am picking up some energies from your person, pile 1. They're just not happy with themselves and with life in general. Like even if you weren't a factor, there's still things about themselves in their life and patterns that they're noticing. And it's just like, they're not, if they don't do something about it, they're realizing like their future is not going to be very, like they don't have a bright prediction for their future. That's kind of where they're at, okay? But their intentions are, we also have old school. It says old-fashioned thinking, takes dating seriously, taking things slow. Then we also have love and grow that says love that grows with time, needs time to grow, and unexpected lessons in love, okay? So, and we're going to find out what their next move is going to be. You are, or this connection is, the connection they have with you is on their mind. And there is I mean, it's kind of secondary, but kind of not. It's kind of hard to explain the energy that's coming through, like your person, their energies. Like, so they are wanting you and this connection to be a beneficiary of, you know, the growth that they're trying to kick off, like personal growth, right? Inner growth. They're hoping, what's coming through is they're hoping that you're going to stick around long enough to be able to partake in that. Okay. So your person is coming through with a realization and an understanding that it might be, what's that word? Unreasonable. That they might be unreasonable to expect you to wait for them. Okay. So, but they're hoping that, you know, at the end of whatever this inner journey, this personal growth phase that they're going through, you know, they're hoping that at the end of it, somehow you'll maybe hopefully hoping you'll still be around, you know. This is giving me energies pile one of your person understanding, like, okay, I understand if you might be on dating apps or just might be keeping your options open, like, you know, understanding that you're not, that if you choose not to put yourself on a shelf and wait for this person, they're understanding that they're not holding any bad blood or bad feelings towards that. And you know, if they're being honest, they are kind of secretly hoping that, you know, yeah, you might be dating, you might even, you know, however long this self-care, personal growth, you know, journey takes them, you might even get into, you know, a committed relationship in that span of time, but they are secretly hoping that, you know, none of it works out long term, because, you know, they kind of want you there at the end of it, right? Because they are hoping that you and the connection is going to be a beneficiary of the growth that they're doing, the healing that they're doing. Okay. And they're being very realistic. They're realizing this is probably going to take them some time in order to do that. Their intentions with you and the connection, pile one, are to take you seriously, dating you seriously, and taking it slow. And so there may be a point, like, it's not something your person is understanding and realizing, like, I'm not seeing them like completely putting you on the back burner and on hold. They might have some kind of a milestone in mind as to when they'll pick things back up with you. It doesn't feel like your person is, like, you know, gonna put you on a shelf for a couple of years and not talk to you again, and it doesn't feel like that. I am picking up on a hiatus here, though, where, you know, you may not hear from this person or have any kind of an interaction of what you might think is of influence or weighted value anywhere. I'm hearing 6 months. Some of you, it might be as early as 3, right? 3 to 6 months, where there's not going to be any movement or at least any progress in this connection for at least 3 months, but really I'm hearing 6 months. Okay. So, you know, I'm not saying your person is going to go ghost for that length of time, but if there is any kind of interaction between the two of you, you're not going to see any progress within the connection. So if you're hoping for progress as you're talking to this person, I'm hearing 3 to 6 months. You're not going to see any progress, any forward movement in the connection for at least, you know, 3 to 6 months. Okay. But I am hearing, though, like, your person isn't expecting to put you on hold in terms of, like, oh, you know, they're going to go off for a couple of years and when they come back. No, it's not like that. They're not expecting their growth journey to be finished and then to get a hold of you. It's like, but there is some kind of a time. There's something with timing. There's something with some kind of a milestone or something. And there is some months. There's going to be a span of time where either you're not going to hear from this person, or even if you do have any kind of interaction with them, there's not going to be any kind of progress made towards, you know, a real solid commitment. Because at this point in time, pile one, your person's Commitment is to themselves, to their own personal growth, their own healing journey. There's something that they're needing. It may be something or just a lot of things. There's something that they're needing to heal from. For some of you, there's something or someone that they're needing to grieve, whether it's the loss of an actual person or, you know, the loss of like a relationship. It could be multiple things, okay? Let's see what their actions towards you are going to be. What's your next action? Reaching out. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is seeking attention and planning to meet up. So I'm not picking up for a lot of you pile one where your person is just, you know, that they're going on this personal growth journey completely by themselves. But I am seeing like a span of time, like I said earlier, where there's just not going to be any progress made. So if you were hoping for things to move forward in this connection anytime soon, it's like that's not going to happen because your person's energy is going back towards themselves. They're trying to make progress on their own inner growth, and they are doing it with you in mind, okay? You're not the soul, you and the connection are not the sole purpose for them doing the self-care, but you know, you are part of the motivation. I hope that makes sense. Your person is doing this. They're going through this healing. They're going through this time of growth and stuff. They're doing it for them, right? And they're also hoping that you're going to be there to benefit from that, because they are realizing, like, you know, them getting out of this toxic space, them not being low vibrational anymore, them not being led by low vibrational things anymore. It's like you're going to benefit from that. You and your guys' connection is going to benefit from them healing and growing and having a better outlook on life and just on, you know, their future in general, okay? So their next action towards you, pile 3, they are going to be reaching out. If you not pile 3, sorry, pile 1. Pile 1, your person is going to be reaching out to you. They are going to be seeking your attention, okay? Let me clarify that. Let me see if I can get, for those of you that maybe haven't heard from this person in a minute, let me see if I can get timing for you. I'm hearing the number 3. When are you going to be reaching out to... Okay, yeah, so soon. We got wand energy here, which is fire, which is the second fastest moving energy of all 4 elements. And so that can be weeks, right? For some of you, it could be days. It could be anywhere from 3 days to 3 weeks. But wand energy typically translates into weeks when it comes to timing. So 3 weeks, okay? Because the number 3 was coming through. 3 weeks. And this could also be indicative of a fire season, okay? A fire sign season. So Aries season, Leo season, or Sagittarius season, all right? But more specifically, anywhere between 3 days and 3 weeks, all right, you guys? That was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If this helped, or if this brought you any kind of, you know, if it added to your quality of life, we'll put it like that. Make sure you're taking a moment to smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know what pile you picked. Let me know how it resonated. Hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell to become part of the family, as well as to be notified anytime I upload a video or anytime there's an announcement. All right, you guys? And I will see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading by Pile 1. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome back. My name is Michelle. We are doing another Pick a Card Love reading. This time we are finding out what your person's intentions and what their next move towards you and the connection are going to be, okay? What are their intentions and what's their next move? So just keep in mind, you guys, it's a general reading, okay? So whatever resonates, definitely take it, run with it. If something does not resonate, just drop it, leave it behind for the people for whom it does resonate. And I do have personal readings available if you would like for me to tap exclusively into you, your persons, and or your connection with them, the energy of that, okay? Just check the description box below for booking details. There are a lot of $25 readings available in the specific person category. All right, so you guys were drawn to the clear quartz point. And this is reminding me of clarity. So, you know, we're going to talk about your person's overall energy towards you and the connection, but we're talking about intentions and their next move. Maybe we'll see what the reading talks about, but clear quartz can talk about clarity, right? Clarity. But if you see, like, there is, you know, a little bit of what for me in the context of this reading, there's a little bit of darkness in there, like mud. It kind of looks like mud and dirt, so more clarity than nothing, but there is a little bit of like what I would say is muddying the waters a little bit. We'll find out if that correlates to the reading at all. All right, for pile 2, let's find out your person's overall. There's that look. I didn't even know that. What heart-to-heart conversations. Yes, okay. Your person's overall energy towards you and the connection, pile number 2. We got heart-to-heart conversations. It says honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Okay, yes, getting clear, making things clear to you. All right, providing clarity to you. We got awakening. Oh wow, twin flame. Holy crap, and new love. Oh my gosh. Okay, so awakening says someone is undergoing a spiritual transformation. Twin flame says this is a divine counterpart connection. New love says a new love or recommitment to love is developing. This is your person having had an epiphany, pile 2, about this connection, because this is all about their current energy towards you and the connection, okay? And their intention seems to be, one of their intentions is to have a conversation about this, like realizing who and what you are to them, okay? Very powerful opening to the reading, pile 2. Now, I will say there is a little bit of, your person still is experiencing some confusion when it comes to the connection, but overall, they are very clear, okay? They might have some confusion because, you know, they're still undergoing this process of awakening, and so they might not really have a clear understanding of exactly, they may not even think about it as a twin flame connection. They may not be thinking about it in those terms, but what they are, how they're experiencing and what they have come to realize is like they, you know, because as a reader, when I think about twin flame energy, you know, you don't have to believe in the twin flame dynamic, but when a twin flame dynamic comes out in a romantic reading, that is indicative of someone experiencing levels of intensity and passion for the first time ever, right? This is your person understanding, pile 2, that they've never experienced anything like what they're experiencing with you. You know, this what they're feeling for you and the intensity of what they're feeling for you is unmatched, unrivaled. It's incomparable. No matter what it is they've experienced in the past, it's like pales in comparison to what they're experiencing with you. And with the fact that it's coming through in twin flame energy, your person is also understanding and realizing they'll never find this again. That's what they're awakening to, okay? And they could very well be undergoing an actual spiritual transformation, but we're talking about, you know, their energy towards you and the connection itself. And so this is really, more weight is going on just them having an epiphany, understanding and realizing exactly what you and this connection means for them, okay? And twin flame, basically it's that energy. They're in that energy towards you and towards the connection, understanding that this you and the connection they have with you, they're never going to find anything like it ever again. Okay? And so with new love here, it's like there is a renewed, like, if the two of you are in separation, I can already tell you you know, what their next action is going to be, what their intentions are, is to have a heart-to-heart conversation with you about what it is they finally come to realize, okay? And wanting to renew a commitment with you or recommit to you. And for those of you where maybe you haven't had a commitment with this person ever, that might be where the new love part comes in. It's a whole new experience for the both of you, okay? Like, let's solidify this thing. Let's make it real. Let's make it official is what's coming through, okay? Let's see. Powerful stuff, pile 2. Let's see. Pile 2's person, tell me about your intentions. Your intentions towards pile 2 in the connection. What are your intentions now? Your intentions now towards pile 2 in the connection. What are your intentions now? What are your intentions now towards pile 2 in the connection? It says bad intentions. We'll figure out what that means. What are your intentions now towards pile 2 in the connection? Okay. All right, so we have, and of course we're going to clarify, so we have bad intentions. It says red flags, lies and secrets, be vigilant, protect yourself. All around them says can't escape the connection, telepathic experiences, your love haunts them. Main lady says they have chosen no interference, focused on one person. Okay, so, and we're going to find out what bad intentions are. For some of you, this could be a very sticky, messy situation, okay? There might be, you know, and I feel like if there is a third party involved, you're probably going to know about it, okay? There might be a third party involved, and there's kind of energies of a very sticky situation coming through, because all this energy up here, this is their overall energy towards you in the connection. Like everything we've talked about up to this point is just an overall energy. And now we're getting into their actual intentions, and like now what their intentions are, what they want, you know, versus, and then what their next move is going to be. And so while it is, they are having this awakening about you and about the connection that they have with you and what that means for them in their future, right? There seems to be something, some kind of an existing situation that is making something very messy and very sticky here that might be getting, possibly be getting in the way of them having these feelings towards you, but, you know, maybe not being able to act on them, at least right away, okay? Because I'll be honest with, you know, energies coming through, like their intentions, there's almost an energy, this is carrying, in this context of the energy here of this reading, is like 7 of Swords, trying to figure out a way to act on the feelings. This is giving me energies, pile 2, like if they're wanting to reach out and have a heart-to-heart conversation with you, they might have to hide it from somebody else. Heavy, heavy third-party energies coming through, okay? Again, if that doesn't resonate, just leave that for the people for whom it does, okay? But we do have the main energy coming out on the board with bad intention, so there's something here that seems to be maybe an obstacle to them being able to take action towards this connection, but we're talking about intentions. Let me find out what that is. We got red flags, lies and secrets, be vigilant and protect yourself. Tell me more about bad intentions for your intentions towards pile 2 in the connection. Clarify bad intentions, please. We got the King of Wands in the reverse. This is them not taking action. Okay, because we have all around them and it says telepathic experience. This is your person feeling everything that they feel, wanting everything that they want, and not being able to act on it. And so in that space, right, it's like they're trying to have a telepathic connection with you at this point in time, because there might be something going on in the background where your person doesn't feel free. They don't feel safe, and they don't feel the freedom to be able to have a heart-to-heart conversation with you, at least without having to maybe lie about it, possibly to someone else. Tell me more. Clarify the King of Wands in the reverse as it relates to bad intentions. Clarify that, please, more. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, okay, so, and this could be part of the awakening. You know, when people are in the process of awakening, it can be a very strong internal struggle, internal tug of war between, you know, being led by fear versus being led by love. And your person at this point in time is not being led by love. There seems to be some kind of a sacrifice that will have to be made if they are able to come to you and start making progress or forward moving progress in a connection with you. And they're not yielding to that, at least at this point in time, because we're talking about their intentions and stuff now, okay? A lot of this energy up here feels new. It feels fresh. So this feels like something like they're just now learning, just now understanding, just now piecing together. And it feels like they've learned this in the midst of maybe being connected somewhere else. There's something very messy and sticky about, you know, and very love triangle-ish. Okay, now, if you know for sure there's not a third party, or at least there's not a romantic third party. It could be something else. It could be related to family. It could be related to, you know, business, but there's something messy, right? That, you know, if they were to take action towards you or take action on these feelings, it would make something very messy or sticky, right, in their life. But we do have main lady here. So let me find out what that's about. Tell me more, or clarify main lady, because it says they have chosen, right? So their intentions are to choose, and their intentions are to focus on one person. So let's find out, because for a lot of you, this has a lot of, oh, wow. There's definitely an ending. So there is an ending that is required, okay? So yeah, they're going to choose, and it's going to break somebody's heart, okay? The fact that we have, I feel like that they're choosing you. I don't know though. Hold on. Let me find out. Okay. Let me get this out of the way and then I'll clarify this. So, you know, while I'm channeling information, I have to get the channeled information out because I'm not going to remember it. It just, you know, the part of my brain or the part of my mind that is being activated during channeling, I'll forget information because I'll explain that maybe in a whole other video later. But okay, so this actually feels like a pair, you guys. Okay, this is feeling like a third party situation. It's coming through. Okay. And so your person is showing up in the King of Wands in the reverse, and then we also have a Queen of Cups in the reverse. I feel like they are in an existing connection with someone where there's no attraction, at least physical attraction. There's not a lot of physical attraction there. There could also be something with the King of Wands in the reverse. Your person could be affected in terms of like confidence-wise. The connection that they have with whomever, this Queen of Cups in the reverse, I feel like this is the third party, not you, okay? it's affecting your person's confidence, level of self-confidence, maybe even their self-esteem. There's not a lot of warmth in the connection. Maybe not there, and it definitely there's not a lot of physical attraction between the two. Now, I don't know if your person, if this Queen of Cups in the reverse is not physically attracted to your person, but I will say there is energies here I'm picking up on. Your person being with whomever this Queen of Cups in the reverse, your person's ego is being affected in a negative way, okay? And so bad intentions, like coming through as your person's intentions toward with you in the connection, would be having to lie to this person, to go behind the Queen of Cups in reverse person's back in order to have like a heart-to-heart conversation with you, in order to act on these feelings that they have up here for you, okay? There's not any fulfillment here. There's no physical fulfillment for a lot of you in terms of like sexual satisfaction. It's weird, okay? So now we come back over here to where we have a Ten of Swords being clarified by the Queen of Wands. I feel like that's you, okay? That's your energy pile too. But I need to find out, like, does this mean that they're not choosing you, right? Even though you are what they want, even though they're looking at you as like their perfect match, even though they're looking at you as someone, because your person coming through as the King of Wands in the reverse energy here, I feel like the only reason why they're not showing up in the upright position is because they're in this connection with the Queen of Cups person. They're mismatched in energies. And the connection they're in with this other person is causing them to not feel very King of Wands in the upright position, which would be on fire in a good way, right? Motivated and feeling good about themselves and having a healthy sense of self-confidence and stuff like that. Whereas if they were paired up with you, you know, naturally, the natural dynamic between the two of you, because, you know, this is a perfect pair here, right? So if they were to pair up with you, naturally they would just start to feel more like their true self, which is a King of Wands in the upright position, very self-confident, feeling very empowered, like they can do anything. It's like, you know, when you're paired up with the right person, especially if it's a twin flame kind of an energy, that's that love gives you wings kind of thing, right? But for some reason, let me see what direction this is going in. Because with the Ten of Swords here, someone's going to get hurt, right? They have chosen. And so there's definitely a sacrifice that's going to have to be made. But let me find out. Okay, I see. All right. I feel like this the Ten of Swords feels like your person being the one who, you know, that's a painful ending. The feelings that come from a Ten of Swords, that's a painful ending, right? And so your person is the one that is feeling that. Like, I'm picking up some detachment in your energy towards your person, but I'm also picking up detachment in the third party's energy towards your person. Yeah, your person is choosing, like their intention is to choose. I'll be honest, I'm not seeing you know. I'll see if I can find out what the most of the energy is here, because I'm almost leaning more towards they choose you, I'll be honest. Because, you know, but the thing is though, for some reason, them choosing you almost puts a lot more in on your plate, pile 2. Like, you're almost seeing your person choosing you as a burden. Okay, because whatever this choice is, it like all progress in, you know, this third party situation that your person is in, it stops with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse and the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. But the fact that we have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse here, okay, this is kind of giving me, this is not part of the reading, but it is a message coming through. Pile 2, you have to understand, your person's not learning a lesson here. If they're jumping immediately from a third-party relationship into a relationship with you, there's an important lesson they're not learning, okay? That's a whole different reading. Your person is needing to take some time out, because there's a lesson here that they're supposed to learn. But with the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, this is them not learning it. They're not learning a lesson that they're supposed to be learning over here. Okay, and so that might be why you might feel like them choosing you actually puts a lot more responsibility on your plate, because it's like they're bringing baggage, right? And they're needing to learn their lesson from that. They're needing to process that. They're needing to grieve that for a lot of you, okay? Because the fact that they're making a choice, but it's coming with, you know, the Ten of Swords can talk about betrayal. It can talk about, you know, even feeling defeated. You know, this person is literally stabbed in the back. So, I mean, their way of going about choosing you might, you know, they might do it in a very, you know, not in a very good way here with bad intentions, okay? What's the overall energy here? You may not even want your person to choose you, pile 2. Who is this main lady? There's the King of Wands in the reverse. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'll be honest. It feels like they might actually end up choosing the third party, because the third party isn't where they're feeling most attached to. And they just might end up choosing the third party because you don't want to be chosen by them, right? And so, yeah, they're having all of these feelings towards you up here. They're having this realization and this epiphany. And, you know, there's even, you know, they got the energies of a new love towards you, wanting to recommit to you and to the connection and stuff. But I don't know if you've already checked out and you're like, you're just, you know, maybe you're just curious as to, you know, how they're feeling, what they're thinking and stuff like that. But your person might be under the impression, pile 2, that you're not even an option for them to choose. And so they're just kind of defaulting to, you know, the third party. But there's not a lot of happiness going on over there. There's no progress, forward-moving progress going on between them and the third party at all. Your person's not learning the lessons they're supposed to be learning. The third party isn't putting anything into, there's no growth there, right? Let's find out what their next move is going to be. What is your next move? Yeah, so like with intentions wise, like all around them, like they're not going to be taking any action. They don't have any intentions of actually taking action, which is why they're just kind of resigning themselves to this experience of, now they know what you mean to them. Now they know who you are to them. Now they know that even though they're in this other connection with this other person, and for those of you where the third party story does not resonate, okay, this is them projecting, like, no matter who they get into a connection with, it's not gonna ever measure up to what they feel with you, right? But for a lot of you, heavy third party energies coming through. It's just, no matter, even them being in the connection that they're in right now, it doesn't measure up. It doesn't compare whatsoever to what they know they could have had with you. It's like the energies of them realizing this too little too late, right? And for some of you, your person is kicking themselves. What's your next move towards pile 2? Your next move towards pile 2. Incoming abundance, reliable structure, foundation. Interesting. Tell me more. This is giving me energies of your person trying to figure out how to make space for you in their life, okay? This would make sense for a lot of you where maybe you've got kids with this person or something like that. But if not, this is your person trying to figure out like how to have you as an active participant in this is your person letting you know they're not going anywhere, okay? They want that, you know, we haven't gotten friend zoned come out or anything like that. There's a card in here that can talk about friend zones. Tell me more about incoming abundance for your next actions. Time, yeah. Divine timing and fated destiny. Your person is definitely seeing you, pile 2, as they cannot see a future without you in it. They can't. But as far as like action goes, like they're not going to be taking any action at this point in time. A lot of the actions that they're taking feel like it's going to be behind the scenes. Now, I do feel like for a lot of you, you know, your person is wanting to have a heart-to-heart conversation. Let me see if this is something they're actually going to act on. Are you actually going to reach out to pile 2 and actually have this heart-to-heart conversation and clear things up with pile 2? No, not really. Not at least in the 3D. That's why we have telepathic here. This is your person trying to communicate with you, you know, telepathically, trying to communicate with you through dreams, because there's something here about like maybe having this conversation with you, your person might feel is inappropriate at the very least, and maybe even unfair. They might feel like that would be unfair to you and maybe even unfair to, you know, a third party. And so, you know, their action, it's more inaction if anything. They're going to be withholding. Yeah, they want to have a heart-to-heart with you. They want to talk to you about everything that they've come to realize. And it's almost like, but that wouldn't be fair to pile 2. It wouldn't be fair to the third party, you know, things of that nature. Your person is holding space for you and for this connection to come together at maybe some point in the future. But timing is everything. Your person just feels like now is not the time. Like they want to take a whole lot of, like, your person wants to take all kinds of action towards you, pile 2. But now is not the time is what your person is saying. Timing is everything. And your person is kind of feeling like, you know, if they are going through an awakening, they may actually know what a twin flame is. They may be aware of that. They may actually see you as their twin flame. And so they're almost in this energy like, well, pile 2 is my twin flame. Of course, we're going to end up together. There's just some things here that need, you know, like your person needs to learn some lessons, or might be some karma that needs to play out, right? And so your person is understanding, like, in the future is when, you know, all, like, you guys can have this new recommitment in love. Like, you guys will be able at some point in the future. I just heard the near future. Ooh, let me find out for those of you that are interested or nosy what that means, because I just heard near future. Okay, after the dust has settled from an ending, okay? That's what it is. Your person, pile 2, is fully expecting things are going to probably be ending in the third party situation, and they're waiting for the dust to settle. For a lot of you, I feel like that hasn't happened yet, okay? There hasn't been an official ending to a third party situation, and so they're not going to be taking any action towards you and towards the connection with you until after that happens, okay? Not specific timing. It's like when, though, as far as timing goes, it's like when things end between them and the third party, and after the dust has settled, there is when, you know, they'll start to rebuild with you. Because we got new love here, and then down here it says structure and foundation. Like, I'm seeing building a foundation, rebuilding, restructuring, right? Especially if this is with someone where maybe you've had quite a past with. It's like needing to take some time to let the dust settle from an ending in their life, you know, maybe with a third party for a lot of you. And then, you know, at some point coming back together with you and starting to rebuild and restructure your guys' connection. Strong foundation coming through, like foundational work, right? Where maybe the two of you didn't have the best foundation, the best start before, right? But your person sees you as being the one they end up with, pile 2. Okay, they do. They see you as being the main person in their life long term. And there's something going on in their life right now where that just can't happen at this point in time. Again, a lot of you, it's a third party situation. They're in the middle of, you know, an existing committed relationship with someone else that they got into because they didn't have this realization at that point in time, right? So it's like they have a lot of realizations happening. They've got realizations happening about the third party situation that they're in with someone else, right? They're kind of realizing over here with that person, the grass is not greener over there. That's not where it's at. Your person is not happy in that connection. The third party is not happy in that connection. Your person is understanding and realizing you're actually who they're supposed to be with. You're their twin flame, right? If, you know, they see it like that. If it's not that, it's just them looking at you as like, oh, pile 2 was perfect and is perfect for me. Pile 2 is where it's at, and I have some things in my life that I need to clean up. There's just a messy situation that they just can't move towards this yet. We are going to end the reading there. It kind of went a little bit over, but you know, I got to honor the messages and the energies coming through. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, pile 2. If this resonated, be sure that you are taking the time out for me. Smash the like button. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate towards the channel. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Hit that subscribe button to become part of the family, as well as the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And I will see you guys at your next pick a card love reading by pile 2. Hi pile 3, welcome back. My name is Michelle. We're doing another pick a card love reading. We are tapping into the energy of you and your person's connection, finding out what their intentions are and what their next move is going to be towards you and the connection. Okay, so keep in mind it's a general reading, so whatever resonates, definitely take it, run with it. If something doesn't resonate, just drop it and leave it for the people for whom it does resonate. I do have personal readings available if you would like for me to tap exclusively into the energy of you and your person's connection. Just check the description box below for booking details. There are a lot of $25 readings available in the specific person category. Pile 3, we're just going to get right into your reading. You guys were drawn to the rainbow fluorite point. We'll put that over there. It's got a little bit of a rainbow flash to it, but yeah, pretty. All right, let's see. So I will say pile 3, when I was when I was trying to do the pre-pulls, I was having a very difficult time staying focused, right? So I am attributing that to like your person's energy, them just being super distracted right now. Maybe they have a lot going on. We'll see how that might be affecting them and the connection, okay? So their overall energy towards you and the connection is, we got worth waiting for. It says divine timing is at work in your love life, okay? We also have, we got marriage. So this says this relationship is moving toward a sacred union. We also have regret. So this says someone feels remorse for the way they treated you. Then we also have vulnerability. You can be completely open with this person. This is their energy towards you, okay? So their energy towards you and the connection is they trust your intentions, pile 3. They know that you are someone that they can trust. They are feeling guilty and they are feeling bad for the ways that they have shown up until this point in this connection. If they have done something they know that hurt you, they feel bad about that. And so there is a level of accountability coming through in your person's energy, pile 3. I'm hearing they know that they've done you wrong. And they're not wanting to make any excuses for it. They're not making any excuses for it. Your person's kind of coming through in some very kind of a matter of fact, right? Like, because they're kind of coming through like it is what it is. They did wrong. They did you wrong. They did the connection wrong. I heard they're working on it. We'll find out what that means. We do have worth waiting for, like divine timing, and I am picking up energies of your person being super distracted. So I don't know. This is mirroring one of the other piles. So if you felt guided to another one of the other 2 piles, there definitely could be some messages for you there, because all 3 piles I'm picking up on separation, I'm picking up on disconnection, I'm picking up on not the happiest of circumstances. I am picking up on patience on your guys' end though, pile 3. We'll find out, exactly what's going on there. But I mean, look, you guys, it's like your person's energy towards you and the connection. They have marriage on the mind, right? They are seeing you as someone that they could spend the rest of their life with. This says this relationship is moving towards a sacred union, okay? They see you as someone that they know that they can trust. And maybe the reason why that's coming through in their overall energy is because maybe they feel like that might be something that feels rare to your person. Maybe your person doesn't feel like they can trust a lot of people. And so the fact that they can trust you may be actually very important for your person. Let's find out what it says. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Worth, like this is a love that's worth waiting for. But let's find out what's going on here. What's going on here? Tell me more about worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. What's going on? Knight of Wands in the reverse. All right. That could go a couple of ways. Let me find out. Let me hone in. Tell me more about the Knight of Wands in the reverse. What's this all about? Okay. Yes. All right. Gotcha. Your person has at least have had up until this point, pile 3, a way of being, all right, a way of showing up, just kind of inherently a natural way of showing up. that has been very harmful, maybe not only for this connection, but just in romantic connections altogether. But the fact that we got the Knight of Wands, and then it's being clarified by the Eight of Cups in the reverse, and then we also have the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Your person is walking away, or in the process of walking away from that way of being, okay? They have actually noticed, they're actually acknowledging that they have been very reckless, okay? Very reckless. And maybe not just in this connection, definitely in this connection, because they're coming through with regret about the way that they've treated you. And the fact that they're coming through in a very reckless energy, this is just them not thinking, doing things, just their natural mode of being, just doing things very absent-mindedly, not thinking. You know, they're not saying that they don't care about your feelings and stuff, but a Knight of Wands in reverse energy is somebody that is very impulsive. They don't think before they act. They just act. And so this almost feels like your person might be, you know, maybe taking time out, trying to get their natural impulses under control. Like, you know, they are recognizing that that way of being has not been fulfilling on an emotional level at all. It may have been fulfilling, like maybe on a physical level, like a sexual level, but even then I'm not feeling like, you know, that might not even be the case anymore. I'm hearing your person is actually in the process of growing up. I want to know why though, like what is super distracting for them? Because I am picking up on a lot of distraction in your person's energy. Like, their focus keeps getting hijacked. Like, when I was trying to get the pre-pulled out for this specific pile, my focus, I couldn't keep my focus enough on it. Like, I kept having to redirect my focus. My focus kept getting hijacked. What is hijacking your focus? Pile 3's person. We got the Page of Pentacles in the upright position. They're really trying to figure themselves out. They're trying to figure themselves out. What's the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse? This feels a lot like they're trying to figure out, like, you know, how to maybe rein in a lot of their carnal, like, you know, desires and stuff like that. The Nine of Cups in the reverse can talk about overindulgence. It can talk about overdoing it, right? Overdoing partying, drinking, maybe even some substance abuse and stuff like that. And it's become like they're trying to lay that burden down. They're trying to figure out like what it is about them, you know, what it is about them that just kind of makes them gravitate towards overdoing it, doing things in excess, but in a way that is like a detriment, right? We did not have the Devil energy come out, and then I just saw the King of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, your person is really trying to figure out how to get their animal nature in check, because they may have noticed how abandoning themselves to addictive things or an addictive nature has, you know, messed up a lot of things in their life, maybe even including this connection. We got that regret here showing up, right? And so that could also be what is distracting them, okay? But we did have the Page of Pentacles come out first, and then those two cards clarifying it. And so they're trying to figure out how, like, to get out of that mode, overindulging, doing everything in excess, you know. All right, let's find out now. With worth waiting for and the divine timing is at work in your love life. Yeah, this is your person. It's not necessarily them wanting to put things on a shelf, but it's like they also realize that they have some really just toxic ways that they're needing to, because they don't want, your person doesn't like feeling regretful over things that they've done to you. They don't like hurting you, right? And they don't want to hurt you anymore, okay? They do value you, and they do value the connection, and they realize that they've been very irresponsible with your heart and the connection and your feelings. And you have been someone that they can trust, but they're realizing that they have not been returning the favor to you. They haven't been somebody that you can trust. And so, they are seeing this relationship or this connection in you as someone that they, that could go the long haul, marriage for a lot of you, because marriage is coming out. Like, your person is seeing you as somebody that they would like to marry and spend the rest of their life with, but they just realize now is not the time. They have a lot of very self-sabotaging kinds of behaviors and a way of being and living that is just not conducive to a very healthy, marriage and or a relationship. They understand that now is what I'm hearing. They understand that now. Okay, this is your person really taking that mirror and shining it back on themselves. Like, I don't know if maybe they've had the propensity in the past to maybe blame you and or others, for maybe why things hadn't worked out in connections and stuff. But your person is like, okay, they're realizing I'm the common denominator in all of these things. And everything that has ever failed in their life, right? They're realizing they are the common denominator. And so they're kind of on a quest, and this quest feels very new in that Page of Pentacles energy that came out earlier. Very new on this quest of trying to discover, like, what is it that makes them tick? Why do they respond the way that they respond? Why is the first thing they want to do is just overindulge in things that are, toxic for them, over excess? The first thing they want to do is maybe go party, or, it's just overindulgence, right? It's addictive kinds of behaviors. And so they're trying to figure out ways to rein that in, right? Let's find out what their intentions are. What are your intentions towards pile 3? What are your intentions towards pile 3 in the connection? We got spell work. We have bad intentions, but it's showing up in the reverse position. Okay, they definitely are not wanting to display any more red flags, okay? They do want to be a safe space for you, okay? A safe space for your heart, a safe space for your mind, just a safe space for you overall. They don't want to be toxic. Let's get one more. Your intentions towards pile 3 in the connection. We got, oh wow, okay, proof. All right. Yeah, they're wanting to show up in a way, pile 3, their intention is to show up in a way so that you know that you are safe with them, so that you know that they are a safe space. This is what they want, right? This is their intention, is to not be a toxic space for you anymore. To be, right? They want to be a safe space. Spellwork says casting love spells, manipulating the outcome, and attracting love interest. I will see what that's talking about, but this is almost them, like maybe they kind of want to like seduce you. They want to put a spell on you. It doesn't have to be literal, but I mean, this could possibly, like, your person may know that they have a certain hold on you in some way, shape, or form. And their intention is to use it responsibly, because they are wanting to be a safe space for you, right? So this isn't coming through as somebody that's just wanting to manipulate you just so that they can hurt you again. It's not that. But this is kind of giving me the energies of someone that is wanting to have a certain dynamic in this connection with you, where it's like the two of you, this could be them wanting the two of you to overindulge in each other, right? And so your person has a propensity to just overindulge in things that might just feel good. That might be indicative of like a very addictive personality. And so they might want to create a space, like, where they're no longer indulging in things that your person feels and knows are toxic, not only for them, but also for you and for the connection itself. And maybe just create a space for you and them and for the connection where the two of you can overindulge in each other. Okay. I'm hearing at least to get it out of your system. I'm picking up on that Morticia Gomez Adams kind of a connection where it's just like they're totally obsessed with each other, but it's not in a way that's toxic, right? It's something like that. I know a lot of people, when they think about things like overindulging in each other and being obsessed with each other, they're like, oh, I feel like there is a good way of being. You can be obsessed, like just like you can be obsessed with doing something that you love. Like if there's a hobby that you love to do, you can absolutely be obsessed with doing that hobby because it brings you so much joy and whatever, but it's not in a toxic way. It's not something where, like, if you can't indulge in that hobby for a week or so, it's just like your whole life implodes. It's not like that, right? But there is an obsessive quality with doing that thing because you just enjoy it so much. It's that kind of an energy, and your person is kind of wanting that. They're wanting that experience. That's part of one of their intentions, is to create a space for the both of you where it's like, because your person is almost embracing their impulsive, or not their impulsive, but yeah, that did want to come through. Spontaneous. Your person is very spontaneous, and that is just part of who they are naturally. And so your person is embracing some of the parts of themselves that they're like, okay, I don't know if I'm ever gonna not be impulsive, but there are ways that I can harness it and maybe make it, create a space where I can be impulsive, but in a good way. All right. And spontaneous is another thing. So, a lot of sexual undertones are coming through in this intention when it comes to spell work. Maybe your person wanting to be very spontaneous and impulsive when it comes to your guys's sexual, physical, intimate connection. Just creating a space for the two of you where you guys can be intoxicated with each other, okay? There's some energies here where maybe the two of you have a very explosive sexual chemistry. And so, and I say chemistry, and then we have spell work, which people can talk, think about, mixing different potions and chemicals and stuff together. If you get it right, it can be great, right? But if you mix the wrong chemicals, it can be explosive, but in a bad way. So your person is trying to figure out a way. Their intention is to figure out a way to work with their animalistic nature, so that it enhances your guys' connection rather than destroys it. I hope that makes sense. Okay, they're trying to figure out, because they don't want to be a red flag for you anymore. Your person, what I'm hearing them say is they don't want to be a walking red flag anymore. They don't want to be that way anymore. Okay, they're trying to figure out a way to work with their carnal, animalistic nature, so that it benefits you guys rather than harms your guys' connection. And then with proof here, and as far as their intentions go, they want to be able to give you enough proof and confirmation so that you feel safe with them. Let's see if anything else wants to come through with proof. Tell me more about proof. Okay, yeah. See, with the Two of Pentacles and that coming out in the reverse, your person is wanting to give you proof, okay? Somehow, some way, they're wanting to give you proof to show you they're not juggling anybody. They're not, when it comes to you and the connection, there's no one else. They're not over here multitasking or trying to have other romantic connections. They want to show you, they want to prove to you somehow, right? They want to give you actual proof that there is no one else. This could be indicative, maybe like their intention of there's multiple ways that are coming through of them being able to do this. So a lot of you, it's like your person wants to, exchange passcodes to each other's, like, phones and social media and stuff, just as a gesture to show you, like, not to say that you guys are going to constantly be checking each other's messages and stuff, but this is their way, a gesture of them showing, like, you can trust me, and just show that you can trust me. Here's my passcodes. You can log in anytime. You can see, here's the passcode to my phone, the passcode to all my social media, just as a measure of trust, right? And this is going to be for maybe a lot of you, the reason why they're coming through in that energy is because maybe you've caught them, right? Maybe that's how they've cheated before, or something of that nature, but they're really wanting to come through with a solid, tangible gesture where it's like, you can trust me. For some of you, another way of them proving to you that you're the only one, that they're not juggling anyone else, is by, posting you publicly, right? Putting you on their social media as their significant other. Maybe another way is, introducing you to their friends and family as their significant other. There's proof. They're wanting to do all kinds of things to prove to you that there is no one else. There's only you. Okay, that's their intention anyway. All right, now we're going to find out exactly what it is, like what their next move is going to be. Their very next move. Let's see if their action matches their intention. Okay, but we're going to find out what their very next move is going to be. What's your next move towards pile 3 in this connection? Affectionate, lovey-dovey, passionate, PDA, public displays of affection. Yes, okay, that is actually going to be their next action, okay, is going to basically love you in public, love you in front of others. And this is kind of their way of showing you. If your person, if you felt like they were hiding you, their next move is to do, I feel like this proof is what's going to be their next action, okay? But specifically in the area of publicly declaring, letting everyone else know, pile 3 is my person. Pile 3 is the one I want to marry. Pile 3 is the one I want to be with. Pile 3 is the one that I see me having that future with, right? But doing it in a very public manner. They're not hiding you anymore, for those of you where maybe that's what you felt like they were doing, right? For those of you where it wasn't necessarily that they were hiding you, it's definitely taking this, taking the status of this connection from being private to something more public, where friends, family, the public now knows about it, right? Yeah. Anything else that wants to come through for next action? This is giving me energies of them like holding hands with you in public, taking you out in public, maybe public dates, but really what's coming through is making this connection public, but they're being very affectionate. It goes beyond just letting people know. They're displaying it. They're kissing you in public, loving you in public, posting you, things of that nature. Yeah. All right, pile 3, that was your reading. I hope that it resonated. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. Be sure you're smashing that like button if this is resonating. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile and let me know how it resonated. Smash the subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can become part of the family and not miss an upload or an announcement. Okay, you guys, I will see you at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye.